So, Robert Eldine, who do we have with us today?
On the Wake Up Morning Show, this is wonderful because we have so many great and diverse interviewees.
Mm-hmm.
But today we have in our studio live none other than the radio host, the model, the entrepreneur, the motivational speaker, the basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
She is every woman. When Shaka Khan sung that song and Ashford and Simpson penned it, they were penning it for her.
Mm-hmm.
None other than Latricia Renee, the one and only. Welcome to the Wake Up Morning Show with Dr. LT and Robert Earl Dean.
Oh, I am so blessed to have a person like this man that's seen the vision in me, and like you to be in my life and just make it shine every single time. Like
For years,
for years.
we have.
We've known each other for many years.
Yes.
Man, this is a blessing because all three of us started a certain way,
Yes.
right? And some of us are already successful and just growing, and then you just capture people and take them with you, like the ones that deserve to go.
Right.
And Earl, I remember at Crawford High School, he was security guard, and
Yes.
I was sitting there sneaking up on my children.
Yes, doing drive-by.
I do drive-bys often during the week to see if they're in class and
Yes.
things like that. And we used to talk about these things.
Yes, we did. About your magazine that you were coming up with,
Yes.
about things I was doing. But we go back even further. I met you through a mutual friend, Mo
Yep.
Yeah. Taylor, and you
Yes.
were playing for the pro team that was playing at City
San
College.
Diego Siege.
She was on
Yes.
San Diego Siege as
Yeah.
a basketball
Okay,
player.
so I just want to, first of all, can you just stand up so people can see you on the camera?
In her full
Yeah,
splendor.
I really want
She
people
is-
to
this is
see
her.
you because you know, I want you to
Where's
see.
supposed to look at?
Let's look right there at that camera right
Okay,
there.
right here.
Okay, all right. Just give them a turn spin. Just go get there. You go. That's what I'm like saying. That's why I wanted to give turn spin. All right. So, I wanted people to see that because first of all, professional athlete,
Yep.
professional model, radio host, red carpet interviewee, and mother of how many?
7 and grandmother of 2.
God's perfect
did,
number,
did you
7.
hear what I said? I wanted you to see that. A mother of 7 and a grandmother of 2. Okay, and so I'm not going to ask how old are you? Or wait a minute, no, we don't use that. It's chronologically advanced. That's
Yeah.
our new term.
Right.
How chronologically advanced are you?
47 advanced.
Okay, this is a 47-year-old
Seven-year-old.
model,
You
mother,
ought to see her pictures.
grandmother, and I wanted people to see that because when I met her,
Yes.
she still had her vision, she still had her plan, but I met her at Fridays, where she was serving us, you know, my wife, my team, my family, and every time we would come there, we would look for her not because she was just super nice to us, but we really truly knew that she was going to be somebody, so we wanted to make sure she waited on our table so we could sew into her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And speaking to her.
And I knew then, and I said to her, I gave you my card,
You sure
and I
did.
said to you, whatever you need, we got you. Because we saw then for this mother of 7, grandmother of 2, professional athlete, was going somewhere, but was not going to let anything stop her. So if that meant working at TGI Fridays, she was going to do that until God saw that next realm. So let's talk about your story.
All right, let's talk about it. Where do you want to start?
We want to start from the beginning.
Because she's not from San Diego.
I
no,
know. We
I'm
wanna
originally
start
from Mississippi.
Okay, see, okay. Get close to the mic because, you know, okay. So,
Right.
because, you know, I got, you know, me in Mississippi where I have never been, you know, and I've been trying. It's ever since Mississippi burning, I've just,
You just trying to go
you know, ever
against that
since
side.
my
Right.
history says that there's too many woods out there and I'm not as fast as I used to be. But I thank God, you know, one day He's gonna deliver me with my security people to Mississippi. But until
Because
then,
Mississippi's
Until
fine.
then.
yeah, tell us
Until then.
about growing up in Mississippi.
I only grew up for a short amount of time in Mississippi because my mom decided to move to California.
Okay.
So at that time I was, I think about 6 or 7, but every year I went back and forth with my father and everyone was there. But the one thing about Mississippi is what you notice me doing at TGI Fridays being that person that has that loving, caring, nourishing type of person, that all came deep rooted in from Mississippi, because we were just raised that way. Treat people with kindness. Pray for those that don't know how to pray for themselves. It's just different things of that nature. And I was so happy to be able to learn that from my family, from, of course, my mom, my Nana, that's 99 years old now.
Wow, what a blessing.
The true blessing. Mean as I don't know what, but just a true blessing.
Right.
Then later on, California, it was really hard for us because my mother, being that Southern woman that just trusts everyone and anyone, ended up being with someone that almost took her out of this world.
Wow.
But luckily for her, she knows God. She's known God since she was 2 years
prayer,
old.
That prayer.
Yes, and she, like, talking about anointed, my mother, the reason I'm surviving and doing the things I'm doing right now is because of her prayers.
Yes, yes.
And people don't believe that prayer worked that way. No.
Oh, please.
My mom prayed things intuition. Like, this is what I saw for you, and it's going to happen. And whatever you take it from there, that's God too. Just give him the glory. That's how she's always said that. No matter what you do, because we fall, but we got to get back up.
Yes.
So she's taught me how to pray. And what she did for my grandkids, I did for my kids myself. I prayed. And everybody's not doing the same thing. You know, people see religion differently.
Right.
But I didn't. We couldn't. We were Baptist when we came here, you know, and that's how we stayed. Then Christianity, then my mom grew into her Christianity and became an evangelist. So church every day was our life.
Wow.
So how many brothers and sisters did you have?
So let's see. Daddy was a Rolling Stone. So I have on my mom's side 3 other siblings.
Right.
2 girls and a young man, which is the baby boy. Then on my dad's side, let me count what I know. I have 3 sisters.
Okay.
On that side.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't really know them, but I'm getting to know them through Facebook. Like I didn't really know them. So.
That's social media. It's something
Social media is
powerful if you use
something
it for the
else.
right reasons.
Exactly.
So you guys moved to San Diego. What part of the city did you live in?
Oh, well, I moved to California, and then we
okay.
moved to San Diego.
Okay, where'd you go first?
We moved to Los Angeles, Inglewood.
Oh Lord,
Wow.
the wood.
Yeah,
Yes.
I was in the wood.
Where the form
So how long were you in the wood?
Oh, for a good while. I ran Junior Olympics from when I was 11 till I was, what age? Junior Olympics till I was like 11 to 13. And so on then I started running track even more. So I was really good in my younger age. I was running the division age, like 2 ages over me or
Right.
something like that. So it's been so long. So and then we moved to Pasadena.
That's the place I know.
We moved to Pasadena. We stayed there majority of the time. I went to Blair High School and things
Yes.
like that. And then we had a church there with the Mayfields, and I think that's when I fell in love with God the most.
With the Mayfields? That wasn't Superintendent Mayfield.
Church got
Yes,
Christ.
Church of God in Christ.
Yes. I got
Oh,
chill bumps.
Lord.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I played saxophone for the church. My mom was the choir director, and I was all her kids with the lead singer. You gotta sing, you gotta
Right.
sing. So every
Wow.
song was our song, and every
Yes.
song I played instruments, and then the pastor kids,
Yeah.
David Mayfield.
Yes.
So
And she knows the cures too.
Yeah.
So that's bad because I now know who she is, and I didn't know that back then. Because, Mayfield was over Sunday school.
Yes. We were all in the same regional.
And Bishop Blake was
His
my
cousin
uncle.
was
Yeah,
the bishop
Bishop
of
Blake.
everybody.
Yeah.
That's his cousin.
I didn't
Yeah.
know. See
See?
how
Yeah.
small this world
Yeah,
is.
that's crazy.
And yeah, we went to church, and who was that inspired me to? Kirk Whalum is the one that
Kirk Whalum.
He encouraged me to continue to play the sax.
Wow.
So I started to learn all sax except for the bass, and
Okay.
that's what I did. But those are things you don't know about people that if you
I
don't
didn't know
really
you
hang
played
out.
any
Yeah,
instruments.
yeah. Oh, we used to sing. I was an instrument.
Wow.
So did you remember Greater Jackson Memorial had a brass band, and Bishop every time we would come to LA, he would bring us to like West Angeles or all the
Oh yeah,
convention.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. We used to travel, but I was really young. I was 13, 14 then. So we used to travel all the time. That was
Yeah.
our thing. And then the convention, and then the late night, midnight.
Midnight musicals. Woo! Yes,
And-
ma'am.
and-
My mom could sing. So they had her with the choir because she had the youth choir.
Right.
Man, she had us doing some things that we never would have thought would happen. And then
Yeah.
after that, I love the Mayfields because And rest in peace, David Mayfield. I miss him so much.
Wow.
They took care of my mom. During that time, my mom was stabbed 14 times. The reason I have that number by her husband. And they said she was not going to live. She wasn't going to, be able to breathe. If she lived, she wasn't going to be able to walk and talk. And so this family took my mom in. It only took 1 month. And my mom was back home. Combing hair. The hair didn't look too good because she couldn't use her hand that well, but we wore that hair with pride to school.
Wow.
But yeah, they took care of my mom, and I'll always be grateful for them.
Amen.
Wow.
That's
How
crazy.
powerful is that?
So, they say that the degrees of separation.
Yes.
And we have, honestly have all crossed each other's path. Because I was in the brass band. I was the trumpet player.
Okay.
And so I remember, and I actually went through ordination school at Pastor Mayfield's church when I actually was going through to be ordained as an elder. Okay. And so Pastor Mayfield, just like, Naomi's dad, Pastor Ewins, you know what I'm saying? All of them sold into our life at a very young age.
Oh yeah.
And as we grew up, they also gave us opportunities.
It's a small world because she came to my CD release of my single Holy Ghost to just support, and found out she grew up with the DeCures, my family in Pasadena. I said, everybody know everybody some kind of way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let's go. How did you all get to San Diego? And what church did you attend when you came to San Diego?
So Pastor, what's his name? I went to a couple churches in San Diego because I was trying to find where I fit in. And with me going through all the stuff I was going through, I just I don't belong here. I don't belong here. I don't belong here because where Pasadena is different from San Diego.
Yeah. It is.
And the lessons that you learn and how they teach you and how you reciprocate those things that were given to you in your heart is just different. So I was looking for that in San Diego. I just couldn't find it. So I went to the Rock first because we were athletes then.
Of course.
We were like, everybody got to go to
were drawn there.
Right. We got to go to the Rock. So we went there, and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't for me. And then I think I'm more personable, so I need to be closer to people.
Yes.
And where else did I go? I went to everywhere I went. The pastors that I love passed away. So what's the church over there by Imperial?
St. Stephen's.
St.
Bishop
Stephen.
McKinney,
I went to
Kojic,
the St. Stephen's Church, and I also went to the one on the hill. Bayview.
Yeah.
So those are the churches I attended. And then I went to your church.
You went to New Creation too.
Just a couple times.
Yes.
Yes. I was invited to come, so I came on Easter and then I
Right.
came another day.
Right.
But yeah.
But how did you get to San Diego?
Oh, okay. So I was running track at Citrus College, and
That's a good school.
yeah, it was. And then I think it was another person that was like, "Hey, you know what? You want to go to San Diego State?" I'm like, "No," but we had to come in and visit. And after I got married, and I was pregnant, I decided, with me already being in San Diego, trying to do the things I want to do, even having a person that I was married to that didn't want me to do anything, I came to San Diego. I think that's where God led me here. And I stayed here. A lot of difficult things happened in my path before I got here, but then my best friend came, and that was all she wrote.
Okay, so I'm going to ask the question because you said that you were married and pregnant, but you were with a person. Let's see, and I want to say this. You can tell me as far as we want to go with this, but I want to make sure that people understand your journey.
Yeah.
Because they understand your journey. A lot of people will have excuses of why they can't do and why they can't do because so many times when they hear your journey or we tell the story of the journey, it literally helps someone that might be going through the same thing or the same roadblock.
Testimony.
And they say we're overcome by our testimony. So you were married to a person. How did you connect with this person?
Oh, basketball. Every time I connect, I know what I like.
Right.
If you run into, he ran track for Monrovia High School.
Oh, Monrovia in Pasadena.
And I ran track at Blair High School, and we whooped their butt.
Right.
They egged our track.
Wasn't Blair a private school?
No.
Okay.
It was public.
Okay.
And they egged our bus, and I got off the bus. It was like, that's all you got? You got eggs? That's what you got? You ain't got W's, and you know.
Right. She was talking.
And so the guy that I ended up marrying is like, that's right, you ain't got W's, and that's how he got my number.
Okay.
Because he got on our side. He's run to Monrovia.
Right.
So, and he was like, he made the moves. I let him be the man.
Right.
And I didn't take control because that's not how I was raised.
Right.
Like, if you're going to marry someone that is the man, let him lead. Like, try to let him lead. But he can't let a man lead if he don't love the Lord. Because the Lord has to lead him.
Yes, ma'am.
So that he can lead his family.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not how it worked. But yeah, that's how I met him, and ended up going to Citrus College, and he ended up being there on the bus, and he said to me, I got a car. I just, it's in the shop. I'm like, yeah, okay. We both ride the bus.
Right.
And then, because nothing went on, the high school, we couldn't call nobody in high school. My nana wasn't having that. So by the time I got into college, I saw him again. The next time I was at the bus stop, the man showed up in his little car. And I was like, okay, I guess you have a car.
Didn't lie.
So I gave him an opportunity to take me on a date. And then from there on, we traveled and ended up in San Diego. Because I decided, what's the point of going to school? I want to be married. I want to have kids. I want to live the life of a mom.
You had that Southern mentality across the board, because I stayed in Arkansas, so I know how the young ladies think.
You think, yeah.
And they're taught to let the men
lead.
And we know growing up in church, you stay with the husband or the wife no matter what happens.
Yeah.
Which we now know that ain't necessarily
Well, tell the truth. The women had to stay with the husband no matter what
they
happened.
did. Right. The men.
The men was rolling.
Creep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, at what age did you have this thing like, I want to be this, I want to do this? When did you start having this big vision? Because one thing I know, your vision is bigger than norm.
For whatever reason, God put these huge visions on me, and I'm like, God, I can't do that. Like, I don't see where this is going. And then he starts opening up doors in different places, and I'm like, well, I guess I can do that. At the age that I started doing this was at the age of 12. And I think it's because I was running Junior Olympics, and I didn't know if I can beat these girls. And I'm like, I'm the smallest, tiniest thing here, and these girls are like almost 5'11", and they are only 13 and 14 years old.
Yep.
And here I am, this little Speedy Gonzalez is what they call me, and I'm winning, not knowing, but just by faith. Like, well, if I'm here for a reason, so I'm going to run. At that age, you don't usually know, but I guess it is, because the Bible says by 12, you should know if you're going to serve the Lord or not, right? You're responsible for your salvation. So I'm thinking to myself that this is the age where I'm going to be a track star, I'm going to do this, and I already had big dreams. I know I was a track star when my mom tried to whoop me that day, and she couldn't catch me. I was out the door, and she sent this small person after me, and I was like, who is this small person chasing me, And I'm thinking, I almost ran to the farm. And the man caught me. He said, I'm here to take you back to your mom. I said, I didn't even know she had reinforcements like this,
Right.
Like, she got people on her team. But yeah, I was fast, and I knew I was going to be something that has something to do with track. That was just my small vision. But 12 is, to answer your question, 12. But my mom already saw something in me, and random people saw things in me. People, you know how Denzel Washington said a lady sat with him somewhere and told him what he was going to be, and he had a totally different, mindset of what he was going to. This woman came up to me and told me, and I didn't think I was beautiful at all. So the woman came up to me and she's like, "You are beautiful. I see your deep eyes," and she's just, detailing my face, and said to me, "Hey, you're going to be a beautiful model." And I was like, being polite, thank you. But I never believed what she said. That year, let me see, I was 17, 18. When I was 19 years old, people offered to give me opportunities to model. I never did it. I didn't start modeling until my late 34 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't start that. I started everything late.
So,
wow.
You started everything late. When did, after having 7 children, what age were you when you had your last child?
35.
Okay, so you were 35 when you had your last child, and so you have been doing this now for about 12 years. Were you, while you were having your children and being the mother and being, all that your children need, were there things you were still working on, or were you just focused on being a great mom?
I'm always working on everything
Okay.
because I felt that you are the first person your children know about love.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first person they know about not giving up.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first person to know that you. That's my son's
That's Keisha.
birthday. Yeah,
And look, Lakeisha
that's
there.
my son's birthday. I always say blessings to my son. That's 7/14. So anyway, you're the first person that know if your kids see you in the light that they're supposed to, because you can blame school systems and things of that nature, but you got to
Starts
blame
at
yourself
home.
first. It starts at home.
Yes, ma'am.
So if they see me still being a parent, make sure they're fed, clean, got clothes on their back, have a house over their head, and it wasn't just me, but they saw me doing my work, and then still being able to follow my dream, I knew that they were going to do something with their lives because I didn't have to tell them. I showed them.
Wow.
They had to see that I was
Wow.
doing it so they can be successful as well.
Wow.
So yeah, I believe it really, it wasn't difficult for me because that's what God has planned for me. He just made it easier for me.
Okay.
I just had to do it.
Well, what about the basketball? Because people don't know that you tried out for the LA
LA
Sparks.
yeah. Yeah, I did. I wasn't cute enough, but I was tearing them up.
What do you mean you weren't cute enough?
Well, because
Well,
I had the skill set.
Okay, because I
It's-
haven't seen
but-
the LA Sparks. I'm just gonna say
When she was there, they Lisa Lesson. They
No,
were
no,
they
They're
were
very
pretty.
nice
no,
and
no.
beautiful.
What I'm saying is that they had 4 that was nice. The rest of them was okay.
Right.
Makeup was their friend.
Yeah.
She probably there's so much politics that go with all this
That's
stuff
what I'm
too.
talking about. It was
Yeah.
more the
It's
politics.
politics.
Yeah, because I was because I wanted to say maybe it was too cute.
Right.
Because you do have a little Lisa Leslie look.
That's what they said.
okay, all
They
right.
say I
And
was
Lisa is
Leslie.
a model. She was a
She
model
is.
before WNBA.
No, I played with Lisa Leslie, Don Staley, and the Virginia Twins way before the league even started. We played at
Right.
the USC Classic.
Yep.
So we were at Citrus College, and my best friend and I, Latia, went to San Diego State as well. She's like, she was, and I were always playing against them or with them.
Mm-hmm.
So we had the skill set. Like it is politics because you got to realize I was old. I wasn't like fresh out of school
Right.
and things of that nature. They want people that are seen so that it's money.
It's a business.
Yeah, chronologically advanced.
Yeah, thank you. You're right.
Yes. That's that new word.
Right.
I'm a word.
I like to use the word seasoned. I'm very well seasoned.
I use the word season too.
Yeah.
No, okay, so how did you transition into the hosting the celebrities?
Oh, let me
Y'all,
tell
she's
you.
hosting Hollywood, she's there.
Hollywood loves me.
Yes,
I
they
don't
do.
love Hollywood, but they love me. And I think because I have a light. And I got started with Lunel. And I let her know this. I talked to her. She's a really good friend. Lunel saw me and said to me, girl, you should be hosting something. And I was a guest. So they put a mic in my hand at her birthday party. And it started right then and there.
Wow.
Yeah.
In front of all them people.
You know, it was her party. She was like, hey, here's your party. Hey, Swing, it's your party. And she had me, and then I think it's Layla Hathaway was there, my first interview. A few other greats were there, but she's my main one I love. So I was so excited to be there. And after that, she's like, you're so natural. And I'm like, it's because I'm just real. Like I'm having a conversation with you.
You're a people's person.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to pry into your private life, your negative life.
Right.
I'm all about the positive.
Like us.
Yes.
This is a show that it's the same way.
Can I drop a dime?
Yeah,
on you?
drop a dime.
I've been interviewed by her too.
More than once.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Then we
yes.
drop a dime. I talk to her all the time, being at the school with her and her children. And she came and worked out at San Diego High on the track.
Oh
with me.
yeah, before we got into the league, the pro league,
Prody Cross Street. She came
I
with
wanted
me.
to get back in running shape, and my speed is my best attribute.
Oh yeah.
And so, which still helps me today playing with these old guys. I'm sorry, seasoned guys.
Right.
And he helped me. He's like, hey, you can do it. You can run. And I was like, I was starting to be discouraged, like I wasn't myself anymore. You know how you're not yourself
Right.
anymore.
Things are not moving the way you wanted to
Yeah.
at the time.
But he got me back into my running shape, and I was pregnant at that time. Didn't even tell you.
I didn't even know it.
Yeah,
And I didn't even know she was discouraged because her personality was always so bubbly. When I first met her, it's like we knew each other for years. So I had no idea about being discouraged and all that good stuff.
But that's the thing that when you pray and you give it to God, you don't need
You
to
let it go.
show everything because the only way you show faith is you allowing God to do His job.
Come
And,
on, you better
and
preach
that's
it,
it.
girl.
So I'm not going to sit there and boast about it. Like,
Right.
oh, I'm having a hard time. And
Right.
my life is really bad.
Mm-hmm.
No, I said, Lord, you know what's best for me. And if you feel that I need to go through this right now, I will. But I can't take it. Can you take it from me? And He will.
Right.
So
Wow.
my thing that I want to ask you, I wanted to have you be a little bit of a braggadocious mother right now.
Okay.
Where are the children and what are the children doing now?
Okay. Oh, I like that. Okay, so I'll start with Samaje. Samaje is the oldest. He's 28. And he, as of right now, is an actor. He's working in LA. He's keeping himself hidden because he doesn't want everybody to know. I told him you don't have to tell everybody your vision because a lot of people are not
They're not happy for
happy
you.
for you, and they're going to speak negative on you. You don't need that extra. Just keep going forward. Ujah Siri is one of the top rappers in San Diego. 1.2 million views right now.
Yeah.
Any of his social media, and he just did a he did a record or something with Blueface, which is huge in LA right now, and a few other large performers. And then Yushara, that's just my workaholic. She's
Yes.
because J2's 24.
Yes.
My workaholic is 22. She is my most prized possession. She's just, her heart is
That's her oldest
huge.
daughter.
It's my oldest daughter. She
Right.
is huge. It's like my mini-me.
Right,
And
right.
she's working. She was going to Grossmont at the time. She might not be going now, but I'm trying to encourage her to go, keep going. But whatever they want to live, they live, you know. So in Joshua, that's J2. So Uzziah, that's my middle child. He is 21. And he is working. You guys don't know his disability. He has a disability where he has huge major anxiety and ADHD, something like that. He has a lot of stuff going on. But I didn't know where he was going to be and what he was going to do, and he is holding down a regular job.
Wow.
And
what
to
a
me,
blessing.
that is like the
What a blessing.
yeah, because a lot of people that just can't be around people
Right.
and get anxiety right away,
Yes.
just they can't do it. This kid is doing it on his own.
Wow.
Kobe, his name is Cottrell, but we call him Kobe as his middle name. He goes to Humboldt State University, and he is his first year in college.
Wow.
Zoe is at Grossmont, her freshman year at Grossmont, and Kosh, my baby,
Yes.
my little mini-me is going to Horseman.
Wow.
Middle school. Yes.
Wow.
I remember they were babies.
Yes,
Yes.
now they all hoopers. Like
Yeah.
every one of them can hoop. Everyone can hoop.
Really?
I'm talking about. We have a team with just a family, and we are undefeated.
Wow.
We're playing grown folk.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
I've seen them in action.
The chemistry.
So let me ask you a question. Just so when is the reality show happening?
So I've been offered a reality show for 6 years straight, and for WeTV, and my kids have to be on board because I feel that reality show in Hollywood is not for my family because, like I said, we're too real.
And you don't have no
and
bunch of drama like
no,
they like.
I mean, drama is drama, but they'll make it out to be something that is
That is
not.
not. Yes.
And I'm not
Yes.
losing relationships with my kids over some TV show and money.
I don't blame you.
So let me say this, and this is it because let me put my agent hat on. Just to let you know that I do understand that, but I do have to shout out Jay Drew.
Okay.
Jay Drew with the Shears. They made sure that their show stayed true to who they were.
Yeah.
And and they said very clearly, if you want us, this is what we're going to do, and we're not going to shift. And so I truly believe because of the gifts and talents and all that God has done for you, the season is ripe for reality shows that are not drama filled but are love filled.
Right.
Yes.
And that is truly the message.
That's a message we need.
Right
Yeah,
there
we
is
do.
that this show is going to be a love-filled show. I Anna Fix My Life is going off the air.
Now,
So that,
wonderful show. Oh.
So that's not going to be. They need a space to fill there. Oprah need a new space right there.
Okay.
There are a lot of shows out there that are looking for this type of story. And the bottom line is that if you as the matriarch of your family is you in talking to your kids and saying, look, this is the way we're going to go about it. We're going to be who we are. And then if they say, oh, you need to do this or you're this or that, then you better, as a family, you guys come together, y'all debrief.
Yeah.
And understanding that, some people say, well, I don't want my life to be all out there. But this is the life that a lot of our young people need to begin to see, that I can be classy. You can. And all that I've seen you do, I've never seen you half-dressed.
No, I don't. Now that I don't do. I'm a Southern woman now. We see, my mom always say, you never know what's going to happen. Make sure your drawers is clean. Make sure your butt's clean.
Yeah.
You don't go outside. And you know what? Monique got a lot of slack about saying things about the bonnet.
And that's true.
And I feel for people, I'm not going to judge you because it's not my job.
Right.
But at the same token, you're supposed to dress for success. No matter what, you don't know when God's going to bless you with an opportunity just to do great things. And if you look in a certain part, they won't even look at you.
They won't even look at you.
So I'm always dressed to my part. I always dress, accordingly. I think that my presentation doesn't show, oh my God, you dress like this all the time. Yeah, I get home, I get chilled, I wear basketball shorts and a t-shirt, but I'm at home.
Right.
And I come from my own home.
Right.
You're not in there.
Right.
But the moment I step aside my door, I'm dressed to impress.
Yes, you are.
I'm looking for success. And that's why I do what I do. And I teach my kids the same way.
Well, I want to say to you that I am godly proud of you.
Oh, thank you.
Believe it or not, I follow you.
We follow each other.
Yeah, but I want you to know that I never, ever lost contact from that day. Even with my wife and I, we knew that you were something special.
I love your wife. She's her spirit is just so sweet to me, and I'm drawn to that.
Yeah,
I love that.
And that was one of the things that when Robert shared that you were coming on, I'm like, oh, I know her, and he said, yeah, she said she knew you. But the thing about what God, I believe, is doing right now is He's bringing us all full circle.
Yes.
How we are able to support and be the example of what love looks like even in the industry.
Yes.
Our statement at Mandate Records, our mantra is making a necessary difference at the end. That is what Mandate stands for. That is our acronym. And I believe that in this season, we have to make the difference. Robert and I got together because of the pandemic, got us to this point. But we had been working for years before that together.
Oh, I know. Prestigious awards and there. I was there.
Different things, yeah.
And so when God opened that door, He opened the door because I never wanted to be on air. My job is being behind the scenes, the executive, the person that makes the deals for everybody to be on the air. And so when they said, we really need you to be on this morning show, when Robert came on board, we finally got, it was almost like now we got everything that we need to move forward.
Yeah.
But our whole purpose is that when we do interviews, and we've done crazy big interviews.
She's been following.
Yeah, I follow every single time. I've only followed, I don't say anything, I just watch because I'm like, this is where they're supposed to be. And I used to watch when it was just you and your wife, and then I said, yes, this is where it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We are coming together, and I think that with all of us in here, everyone that's watching us now, they love seeing this.
Yeah.
They love seeing this because they watched us grow too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I have one more question. If you could be in a movie and you would choose your cast of women, they could be dead or alive, what women would you have a part of your movie and why?
Oh my gosh. One being Angela Bassett. Because when I met her and I talked to her, I wanted my daughter, she was going to be a senior in high school. She told my daughter, don't let anybody dim your light. And you don't know my daughter, but you know what she was dealing with. So I know that she has God first in her life. And
She's a prayer warrior.
Exactly. So that's why, number one, I'll have her there. And I'll have, she's gone, but Whitney Houston. Another reason. She knew God.
She did.
That woman knew God.
Yes.
No matter what her struggles were,
Yes.
she knew God.
Yes.
And I think that would have been a powerhouse just for the two of them being on there.
Right.
And and Whitney Houston's my girl.
You know who came to mind
Who?
when the question came to me? Cecily Tyson.
Oh yeah, I love her.
I can see her playing your mom or something.
Grandma.
Oh, grandma.
She can play grandma, and with all the wisdom and all she's telling my mom, let your daughter do what she needs to do.
Right.
Like, because you know how moms have that little clutch, like, I would just want to hold them just a little
especially
bit.
church mama.
Yeah, I'm going to hold on just a little bit longer. And grandma's telling, let her go. Let her do what she needs to do.
You raised her right.
That's right. You did what you're supposed to do.
Right,
Let her
right.
go fly. So
Right.
yeah, yes. I just think that these divas right here, and Diana Ross. Okay, let me tell you why I like Diana Ross.
You got some Diana Ross in you. When you let her hair out.
Yeah, you know what? Tracy Ellis and Diana Ross to me
Yes.
are the ones I would also have on there.
Yes.
Because they just love our people.
Yes.
They really do. Diana Ross didn't let her kids get into the industry because she knew about it. She's been in it since she was little. She didn't let them get into the industry until when they were adults.
Well.
And then she well educated them about the industry and what to look for and what not to do and what not to, be expecting from people.
Right.
So yeah, those women, and there's other ones too, but for other reasons, because I love Maya Angelou, and there's a reason why I would love her to be anywhere near me.
Right.
So it's too many women for me to count.
Right. I do it on purpose.
But he asked the question. But besides me as a leading man, what men would you want to be?
Denzel Washington.
Okay.
A class act.
Denzel Washington is a class act.
Oh my God.
No matter what he does, he's well educated.
Come on.
He's a family man.
Just
and no matter how they threw, no matter how much they threw at him and what they said, this powerhouse couple stayed together and didn't let it even bother him. He even went off on the media. He said, "Look at here, the best thing about being in the media is telling the truth." But that's not what you guys are doing.
Come on.
You're sitting out here telling whatever you can tell and whatever lies you can make up. And that's not being good media. So do good at your job.
That's right.
That's all he had to say and walk away.
And he was done.
And one of the funniest things is that, being in the Blake family, the craziest thing is going to church with all these people and going and your cousin says, "Oh, I want you to meet some people." I remember when I was maybe 27 years old, and I was doing the African American Male Project, and my consultancy firm was doing real good. I went up to LA on business, so I stopped by his office, and he said, "Oh, come on in, I want you to meet somebody." And on the couch is Stevie Wonder, Denzel Washington, and Magic Johnson.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy to go to a church where you do have those type of resources that will sow into you and just really be like, hey, let me kick some knowledge to you, young man. And you sit there and you literally will be like, wow, and when Stevie opened his mouth, I was like, see, the hard thing for me about Stevie is the comedian that goes there. Oh wow, I'm blocking his name.
You're not talking about
the one that had the longest running show in Vegas. Oh, why am I blocking?
Who?
Carl. Oh, I can't remember his name right now.
You said in Vegas?
Longest show in Vegas.
But he would go. We went to West A. I'm gonna get it in a minute, but here somebody's gonna say it. But here's the funniest thing: he would make this joke.
Oh, the older guy, black guy.
Yeah, he would make the joke. He would say, "Yeah, I go to West Angeles Church of God in Christ, where the Bishop Charles Edward Blake is my pastor." He said, "But I got a question to ask. Why is it, because you got to go through lines to get into the church." He said, "Why is it that Stevie get to come from the back door and they sit him on the front row?" He said he can't see nothing. He won't know where he's sitting. Just sit him over the corner facing the wall.
George Wallace.
Yeah, George Wallace.
Yes, you're right, Lori.
Every time.
Everybody's cracking
up. It's hard sometimes when I see Stevie or be in his presence, because I keep hearing that joke.
Yes.
Because he do
George Wallace, yes. He does sit in the front.
Yeah.
My story with Angela and is dear to me because we had just buried my dad on a Friday, and Yolanda was special guest for West A's Christmas concert at the cathedral, and she wanted to see me because she wanted to hold me and support me. So I went there with some friends, and I got to go to Bishop's office, and standing there was Angela Bassett and her two twins, and Yolanda. Yolanda introduced me to her, and she just was so kind to me. She watched Yolanda and I interact, and Yolanda helped me and wanted to minister to me about the death and how I'm always helping everybody. And now
she observes. She's very good at that.
And she was like, "You be safe on your way home to San Diego." I said, "Yeah, we'll get home about an hour and a half." She said, "You better not get home in an hour and a half. That takes about 2.5 hours. I want you to be safe, young man, and we're praying for you." That meant a lot coming from her because she didn't have to say nothing to me.
Right.
She could have sat in the corner with her two children, but she spoke into my
Oh
life.
yeah, because she saw that you were good people. Now my story is with what's her name? I have her on my thing. What's her name? Dana. People know her as Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she got on her last night on BET.
So we were. I was 18 and I was pregnant with my first child, and we went to a WNBA game. My cousin, people don't know, there's Ruthie Bolton Holyfield.
She's a legend.
Yes, she is, and she's one of the the top 10. So we go, and she gives me tickets. She's like, hey, and I was like, well, I got to sit on the LA side. I love you, but I'm sitting on
Right.
the But she was playing for Sacramento
Right, I
Monarchs
remember.
at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so Queen Latifah sitting in front of us. She had just did the movie Set It Off, so
Right.
she had her braids in her back. She was
Right.
still in character
Right.
and things of the nature. So I was like, okay. At the time, the person I was with that brought me to San Diego, I was like, he loves this woman. I'm going to get an autograph for her. You know, back
Right.
in the day, it was autographs.
Right, it was autographed.
So I'm going to get an autograph for this person, you know? And I'm like tapping her. 20 seconds left in the game. LA is smacking Sacramento. 20 points, by 20 points.
Right.
And I was like, excuse me, Queen Latifah, you mind giving, my boyfriend or whatever a number? Am I your name? And she goes, can't you see I'm watching the game? Da, 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 da. And so me automatically, because I think we all the same people,
Right.
I was like, I know you didn't. Just say, can I see you watching the game? And I can't believe you. Your fans make you. You can't be acting like
Right.
that. That's not right. You won't block your blessing, blah, blah. And I'm going off. My best friend Ted was like, Purple's okay. I said, no, she need to know. Nobody's telling her. Somebody gonna tell her.
Oh Lord.
So I'm going off. 20 years later, we meet again.
Wow.
We are down, I think we were in Beverly Hills at this place.
Jesus.
And T.C. Carson was doing a concert.
Yeah.
I was personally invited by
Right.
T.C. Carson to come and cover
Right.
his event.
Right.
Everybody's there from, what's the show they did?
Living
Color.
Single.
Living
Live
Single.
single, yes.
Everybody's there. So I'm dressed up. I got my hair, my braid coil. That's
Right.
my signature. So
Right.
I'm in there, got my little fitted on, and I'm walking in there, and I'm just have my little pearls on and
Right.
everything. And she just came up to me, and she was like, everything is beautiful from the head to the toe. I love the way you dress. Who are you? And I said,
This is my time.
I'm the one.
hey, Queen. Do you remember Sacramento and, LA's team, they played or whatever? And the girl was like tapping you on the shoulder. She's like, yeah. So it was a pregnant girl. She's like, yeah. I said, that was me. She was like, I'll never forget that day. Because by the end of that argument I was doing on my own, she was like, okay, I'll sign it for you. You're right. I'll sign it. But I didn't want it anymore. I said, no, I don't want it. I don't want it anymore. But God has a way of humbling you.
Yes, he does. Come on.
Right then and there. Right after that, this woman invited me to, this was before her mom passed. Her mom was there at the show too.
Right.
And she invited me to her show, which should have never been shut down.
Right. Of course. That's
It
politics.
was great. I loved her.
Positive show.
Yeah.
So she brought me to the show, and she did the same thing. She said, I just want to give shout out to my girl with the best hair in the building, and because I always had it in a coil. And she said, could you stand up, Latricia? And I stood up. Because they don't call me Purple. They call me Latricia
Right.
in my business
Right.
stuff. And I stood up, and I was just so proud. I was like, God humbles you. I will never, Lord, you don't have to worry about me ever being too big-headed.
Right.
Because I already know.
She went plumb off.
Okay? And I was only 18.
Yeah. Well, and one of the things about it is that a lot of times it is young people that brings things back to our remembrance and know how hard it is to get where we are and that we have to be grateful. Again, I truly believe that you are definitely a lifetime movie. I want to
children is still
encourage
good.
you to not be, do not block that, because your story, your energy, your light, the legacy of your family, literally other people are living that and they don't see a way out.
I'm here right now reading the comments and say, you're such an inspiration to my life. I'm dealing with some stuff. And you're right.
Yeah.
I do have to give a shout out to my crew. Azra Shannon, it's his birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mr. Azra Shannon. He's the one that does my photos,
Right.
him and his wife.
I just reached out to that photographer because of you.
Yep,
Yesterday
that's
I
my
reached out
babies.
to her.
Those are my babies.
Woo,
And they're
phenomenal.
very, very professional and
Phenomenal.
amazing. They capture what needs to be captured within you. But I want to say happy birthday to Azra. That's my buddy. That's my brother. And I am doing a movie, and I've just did a series with My Sweet Life. And I think, what's the girl from light-skinned girl that used to date Dwayne? They divorced now.
Oh, Shantae Moore.
Shantae Moore or Tisha Campbell?
No, not Shantae Moore.
Oh, Cree Summer.
No, but Dwayne from Above the Rim.
Not Tisha Campbell.
Yeah, no,
Lisa Bonet.
No, but she was in House Party.
Tisha Campbell.
Tisha Campbell. Okay, Tisha Campbell is also in this
From
movie.
Martin.
Yes, yeah, from Martin. I should have said that. I should have led with that. So she's in that, and that's My Sweet Life. And Miss Tara Smith, who also works with Angela Bassett, she is the writer producer for this, and she brought me on, and this woman's amazing too.
So when's the movie, or when is it
The
coming out?
show is still filming. It's almost done. They just did Tisha Campbell's part of her series, and then once that's done, it should be coming out soon.
So we're gonna be able to get you
You
back.
are,
and we're
yes, you are definitely
gonna
going to do
have a
that.
watch
She be in the
party?
right places.
Yes.
See, placement, y'all, is important
it very.
too. Going to stuff. Why do you go to stuff
You
all
have
the
to be
time?
seen.
Why do you
You
go to
have to
stuff
be
all the
seen.
time? Because it's a blessing to be a blessing, because you never know who's going to see you or see the light in you.
She remembers.
See the light in you.
She remembered me like you remember me, and she brought me, and she's like, I just thought about when I thought about this person, this character, I
See?
thought about you.
See?
And I basically played myself, like
Wow.
dressed up and everything, and coming to visit from Chicago and things of like
Right.
that. I'm also doing a project with Cecil. He is a producer who worked with Marvin Gaye and his sister, and he was his best friend. So I'll be working as a lead, and then you guys will hear about that too. But I don't post a lot of those things yet because I want to pray on them first,
Right.
and then once it's in
It's
the
done.
working and it's done, then I'll put it out there.
Well, I'm just gonna be forthright, and I'm gonna be just downright spoiled and selfish, and say we just want to be able to have the exclusive interview so that we could.
Absolutely.
Okay, see that's.
I bring them all. All you do is tell me.
What
I
about the
bring 'em.
magazine?
The magazine's still rolling right now because my ex-partner passed away. I'm going to definitely go gun-ho into putting this magazine 6 issues if I can right away because I'm working right now. I can't do everything right now.
Right.
What is
so
the
that-
magazine called?
Oh, RLM, Real Legit Magazine. We like the real stuff. We don't want that authentic thing that you have in Hollywood. We want the real.
Okay.
So that's why it's called. We always ask that question. What's your definition of authentic in yourself? We want to know what's real in you that no one ever sees.
So my question is it digital or print and digital?
It's both.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
it's
so
both.
you're looking for new partners? What's the?
Hey, I'm looking for people that want to contribute with their gifts. The point of our magazine is to help those that don't have the money to market, even though it's based on celebrities, and I get the information that's in this magazine, when I hand pass this magazine to a celebrity, they don't have to go to PR and management. They see it right there, and the connections and everything is right there. So their PR would contact them. It's like, hey, I want to work with you. And I've looked at your work, and I like it. So I'm cutting out the middleman for these people that up-and-comers artists. And it doesn't matter if you are a wrestler or anything that you have a gift in, I'm pushing you too. And I'm not charging you for it.
All right.
I want people to do great things. I'm here to help.
I'm
And
not
she's
gonna
a
say-
blessing. She's a
Watch this,
blessing.
I'm not gonna say have your people call my people. We're gonna be each other's people. We just gonna just meet and talk about
Right.
this.
Yes.
She is a blessing, y'all. She loves to bless others.
Yes, this has been a lot of fun.
Yes, it's been wonderful.
I love sitting down with friends and just be able to just chop it up. I want everyone to notice and to see that. And I want to start off first with Robert, who has been from day one since he's been knee high to a grasshopper. Does that sound country?
It is our country.
Yeah.
Where you from Cotton Plant, Arkansas?
No, originally from Virginia, Portsmouth.
Oh,
that country, that port.
That's the city of lovers.
Yeah.
They love so
You
hard.
been there?
No, I haven't. My friend is from there.
Right, got you.
Yeah. So anyway, just to watch how God has used you in the places that you have been, both on the athletic side, on the entertainment side,
Yes.
and then all the young people that you have mentored over your years, and then to see this other young lady, and we met her at a season in her life where she was still giving.
Wow.
You feel what I'm saying?
What a blessing.
And to see all of our seasons come to this season.
What a blessing.
And then to be able to celebrate that God is still, like they say, we're not always what we look like or what we've been through, but realize that there's a story that each and every one of us has that has brought us to this point The one thing that I can say to you, my sister, is that you did it with class.
Yes.
You did it with poise, and your energy wherever you went was always a light. And I know that God is going to continue to bless you as you keep him at the forefront. We pray for your family.
Thank
We
you.
pray for your children.
You don't know her story, y'all.
Yeah, so you don't know her
There's
glory.
a story behind the praise, but
Yes.
you don't know her story.
Amen.
Yeah, people need to know to praise him even through the dark days.
Yeah.
It's going to come out right.
So I'm gonna let you have the final word before we get back to some music and end off. You have any final questions, sir?
No, but I think a song that I want to dedicate to her is that one of Curling Trailers.
Okay.
Oh, you gonna dedicate a song to
Yes.
me?
You are my sister. And it's so funny because we don't see each other all the time or talk all the time.
Yep.
But when we do, it's like we never left each other.
It starts from where it started from. I mean, it never ends. Every time I used to look for him, and I went to Crawford, like, where's
She would be
Robert?
looking for me, and I'd run right into her.
Where Crawford?
Right.
Where my boy at? What they do?
Right. Because I would tell anybody know me, if your parents know me, I'm telling on you because I ain't trying to be your friend. I'm trying to be your Uncle Robert Earl Dean or Coach Dean. I ain't trying to be your friend.
That's right.
Don't you do it around Coach, because he gonna tell it.
He gonna tell it, and they know it. Because her kids will be like, they wouldn't be doing bad stuff, but they're like, you better get to class because I'm going to call your mama. Okay, but we going.
Yep, taking a sweet time, sloot footing to the doggone class.
Being social.
So any final words before? I'm going to play a two-pack.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that you can do one without the other for this situation.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
My last words are, stay blessed, everyone. I'm so happy that I had this opportunity. I'm so happy I reached out to you and you explained, like, hey, we can't just not have you on the radio station. I was like, what happened to me?
Right.
But he's like, you know what? You always been my sister, and he's always been, Earl, you already know, something in you that pull people towards you and just love on you. You have it. And I think God has placed that shine on you, and people are just like, who? Earl? Yeah, that's my boy. Everybody loved this man. And Leonard the same way. Because even if I go out to just anywhere in San Diego, it's like, I know these two gentlemen. They was like, oh my God, I love these guys off the back.
What a blessing.
You guys are a blessing.
You just never know
people.
that, but you just never know that.
Well, I'm going to mess your mind up about Earl. And every time you see Earl, you're going to think about this. But remember in a different world, Mr. Gaines? That's who. That is
Is
who,
that the actor that was in
Lou Myers?
In the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's a wonderful person.
I love him. He passed away.
I know.
Yeah.
But I want to just give you the short story about Lou Myers. When we worked with the Black Film Festival and we used to do movies for our kids, Wanda Blevins, may she rest in peace, would always bring like H.B. Barnum to the school. But the year that she brought Lou Myers to the school, Lou came into the class of my actors and the ones that had did the film, because we were sweeping. Nobody could beat us because, being that I was in the industry, my kids had original scores, everything. And he was like, no, I want to go sit with the kids. And he literally hung with my kids. And the kids, it wasn't like he was a celebrity. It was like, that was Uncle Lou. And we all got to sit with Uncle Lou.
That's right.
Uncle Lou. And he reminds me so much of you in your energy. Whereas you would come in and, he would always like say so, girl, you look so. That was his effect everywhere he went. And so every time I see you, I always say, man, I wish that Robert and Lou could have met.
Oh.
I think I got a picture that he signed for me when he came to San Diego, because I think he came to Lincoln or somewhere else because he made stops. I got a picture I think that he signed for me.
That's exactly how I want to present myself. I want to be the person that you can approach.
Yes.
Because I'm going to be covered with the full armor of God anyway. So you know how people are like, oh, you got to watch you. Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to be covered because that's what I do before I go to LA, before I go anywhere. Cover my head to my feet.
Yes.
But I want to be that person that can be approachable and be able to be talked to, because I don't want people to worship me.
Right.
When they become untouchable, they feel that they're like gods, and they don't.
That's a bad
they
thing.
They want to touch them, but they can't,
That's
and
a
it
bad
becomes
thing.
an obsession. I don't want that. I want them like, oh, you know what, Latricia, aka Purple, that's my homie, and I am.
I got to ask this question because, wait a minute. So I have to say that you don't live in L.A.?
I do not.
Where do you live at?
I'm a Dago girl.
See.
Yes, yes,
So
she is.
I want to explain
Yes,
that
she
to y'all
is.
because y'all got to get this.
Yes, she is.
She does all this major stuff,
All this stuff.
but she's still based in San Diego. Y'all better know it. Y'all don't have to always move.
God can use you anywhere you
Anywhere.
are.
Yeah.
I've been blessed. My first award in San Diego was the Phenomenal Woman Award.
Sure was.
I just received that award.
From Peachy.
Yes,
Yeah.
from Rochelle
Renee.
Porter.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You know.
That's her clothing line now.
Right.
I worked her clothing line.
Right.
I walk in that.
Yeah.
But I definitely, and then with the other awards that I received, the Pioneer Award with the Full Force, and
Wow.
these things weren't expected. God has really put a lot of blessing. I had a humanitarian award for Oprah Winfrey. Like, this is a whole bunch of stuff that people don't know, but no one knows what I do in San Diego. They just know that's Purple with the 7 kids
Right.
and play basketball.
Right.
And
Right.
she can cook.
And she can cook, right.
Well, see, here's the crazy thing. Now they started to say red and purple, purple and red.
Right.
You know.
What's the name Purple come from?
When I ran Junior Olympics, I was only 11 when they interviewed me because my times were really good.
Right.
And the interviewer was like, "Hey, what makes you run so fast?" I said, "Oh, it's because my favorite color is purple, and I'm just fast, you know." And I said, "Mom, why you let me say that? I sound so weird." She's like, "You were 11." But they called me Purple in the paper ever since then.
So
Oh, my
let me ask
God.
you a
Now
question.
we know.
Are you doing anything with the Olympics coming up?
I am not. I know a lot of Olympians, but I'm not
I do
doing
too.
a lot. Yeah, I'm not doing a lot with them because I'm still working. I'm still filming and rehearsing, and I got my grandbabies. My family comes first. People don't understand. That's in my contract. That's written on top of my contract. My kids come first. My grandkids come first now. That's the second part I just added.
Oh, the grandbabies are something
Oh,
else.
man.
You got to see my grandbaby.
I'm a glam mama now.
Yeah. All right, glam
I'm a
mama.
glam mama.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, my kids come first. So whatever they need first, and then when they need me to film, I'll film when I'm available to film. So with that schedule being done, I can't do too much. I did just cover Miss Gibbs, Frida Gibbs. We need to know our history, everybody. I think our black people need
Yes,
to know
we
our
do.
history. Frida Gibbs was honored by Obama for being the first black woman to be named the most dangerous woman in the world. Her hands, her feet, everything. And she has a book out that it was a dangerous LA murderer, like he was a serial killer, captured her. And she fought her way out.
Wow.
And
She whooped him.
yeah, she whooped his tail. But the thing is, we don't know our history. I went to cover an event, and a lot of the fighters didn't know who she was. They were standing next to a star, a legendary star, and didn't know who she was. And she was okay with it. She was like, "Oh, it's okay, no worries. We need to know our history.
Yeah, just don't catch these hands.
Okay,
You know?
don't catch the hands."
Yeah, that's true. But you see, in this climate that's going on, Black history is being more
Pushed.
potent, and some schools are now placing it in their courses because they were forced to.
Yeah. Well, see, they were doing it every February and only a week of it.
Right.
No, if you can give Greek theology, you can definitely give Black history.
But that's true. But we have to be very cognizant now in this season because there are now states that are literally trying to block teaching of history, block teaching of critical things that have happened, and so there's legislation now being set up to try to block the true stories in the history. They're only going to tell you that the quote unquote his story that they want everyone to hear.
Well,
so
because it's contradictory.
Yeah.
If you're telling a story for decades and decades and centuries, and then you go back and see the actual truth about it, there's going to be some questions that's rising.
They already are.
And,
Yeah.
and the thing about it, and that's why it's so important, especially in the church, that we are transparent. Because if we're not transparent, when the truth start coming out, then people then get dismayed or disillusioned by it. I think all the time, whereas I remember growing up and I always wanted to be a cowboy and not the Indians, not realizing that the Indians were being oppressed and the Cowboys, so, but
You're
that was
right.
the story
You're
that
right.
was being told.
That was told
you know
on
what I'm
TV.
saying? There was always the cops and the robbers, and
Yep.
now folks are like saying, "Let me be the robber then," because
Right.
because the cops was robbing too.
Right, that's something.
So it's just
Yeah,
very important
that's
that
true.
we are very transparent. Last but not least, I want to say this: I caught a TikTok video with you and your son.
Which one?
The one where y'all was dancing.
Well, I'll dance with all the sons.
Okay, I
So
don't
it's
know
the
which
one. Is it red?
No, it's not red. Did he have dreads?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just saw that. So explain to me because I literally was like, okay, y'all was gigging.
Yeah, well, I teach stepping to my children. I've been teaching them stepping since they were little because I believe that Black people have a certain culture.
Yes, we do.
That people fail to acknowledge at
Step in
times.
Chicago.
And so we used to gig, we used to dance different type of music, and people are putting their name on it like they own it now, and it's been back in our history forever.
Yes, ma'am.
So I teach my kids ballroom dance, and I teach them salsa. I teach them everything that I've learned. I teach them, and I'm not a professional dancer, but like most Black folk, we got rhythm, and I learned how to step, and my babies can get it. They just got swag. That's something that was handed down to them.
Right, right.
When's the next time the family's playing against somebody?
Whenever the gyms completely open up, I think the leagues are going to start in July in Muni.
Wow.
And that will be the next time that we
Muni
actually
is
play.
the spot.
So here's the thing. Before when you get your schedule back in, we want to come in. We want to come and support and watch y'all play.
Okay.
And then could you tell everybody how they can follow you and how they can connect with you?
Okay. So of course, Facebook is Latricia Renee. I have two, Latricia Renee 2. I also have a fan page, Latricia Renee, a.k.a. Purple. My TikTok is Latricia TikTok Mom of 7. If you guys want to go there, it doesn't matter. I have 227K followers and 1.3 million viewers and likes. So I guess they like me.
Little.
My Instagram, I have like a lot of those, but my Instagram for just my TV personality is Latricia Renee _, and for my magazine is Latricia. I'm sorry, it's Real Legit Magazine. So if you look up Real Legit Magazine, you'll find that. All the other ones is just Mom of 7, and it's all my family, my kids, because I separate those things. People want to know your different lifestyle and places and things of that nature. So, but yeah, that's how you can find me.
She's probably gonna come to the Midway concert.
Okay.
She really wants to see Patrice Rushen too.
I do want to see Patrice.
Okay,
I just
so
love her.
This
I
is
really
the man
do.
you talk to.
Okay, so
I
we're
do.
gonna work all of that out. It's gonna be real cool. I am
Told
just
you.
fortunately
Yeah, I love
blessed that God has called us to this season,
Yes.
and I'm blessed to have known you this many years. I never knew about purple.
That's what I knew her as.
And you know I love that. I'm like, purple?
That's my
That's what
athletic
That's what I
side.
knew her as.
Girl, every time I see I'm like, well, hey, purple. They're going to be like, okay, he
They
is
not
so
even
purple.
know who.
I said, "Hey, Purple."
Yeah.
That's it. That's my name. People know me as my athlete.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
me
Be like-
as an athlete.
I'll be like, LR purple. They're like, where you get the
And
LR
her and
from?
Lakeisha played on teams together.
Yeah,
Okay.
Lakeisha Wright is one of my coolest buddies.
Oh, yes.
She's my youngest daughter's godmom.
Well,
What?
Well, you know, I got
Scooter-pooter.
an issue with her.
What happened? What'd
Okay,
she do?
She was there Saturday too.
Okay.
LT, she came
I got an issue
She
with her.
came to the Jazz
She
Retreat.
came, but she didn't come see me.
Oh,
because you were down
That's
there
beside
at the
point.
show. She met your wife.
She is a star on our any of our consistent listeners.
She's one of
They
them.
She's
could have come
always,
to
huh?
the stage.
She came and bought her peach cobbler because we were talking about it on live Facebook.
But I just want you to know that I'm waiting for her to do the interview too, because you know I've been waiting for her. So once she do that, then we'll be okay again.
Y'all
And
be
she's a
friends
referee.
again?
She's a wonderful
Yeah.
referee.
Yeah, she
That's
does
official.
officiating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's really good at it. Her twin is the same way.
Yes.
She's in Portland right now. They both are very excellent basketball players.
Yes, Lord.
Very excellent coaches.
Yes.
Inspirational people
Church got it
around
right for
San
us.
Diego. They are very inspirational.
You know, one of the things I love to always say I have a beef with someone
Mm-hmm.
because all of our listeners and the people that are connected with our show, we consider them family.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we know that they're doing some great work, and we want people to know who they are. The thing about it is that we have so many unsung heroes and sheroes, and we want to be a part of letting people know this because, again, we don't want our children to lose hope.
Yeah.
And in
Don't
so many realms, we're seeing our children lose hope, so they're seeking other things.
Yeah.
You know, and so this is why it's so important that they see that yes, you can go through, yes, you might
Yes.
hear, but don't ever stop.
You can
Continue
make
to be the
it.
light.
You can make
so with that being said,
Okay.
I'm called LR Purple, you know, and Red, you know. right here on God Radio 1. We're so blessed. So, Carolyn, we're going to have you with the last two songs. Now, y'all get ready. It's going to take y'all in, but it's okay. Right here on God Radio 1.com.